What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we have got gigantic news for the Pokemon TCG. Now, you see, I've been telling you about PRB-01, Premium Bistro 1, One Piece Best. I'm telling you about this for a few weeks now, and I've been telling you over and over again that there are several reasons to believe it's going to be the best set we've ever had. And I'm just not seeing any reason to come off that. There's so much cool stuff. Now, I also showed you the pull rates the other day, and I told you that the individual booster box pull rates might be a little bit annoyingly low, and that could make me a little bit sad. But I'll be honest with you, getting a pirate flag rare, 2 of them in fact in every pack, a super rare in every pack, etc. I mean, it's just looking amazing. But you see, there was a showcase for the set that was shown off the other day in Malaysia. Shout out to Guan Rongkuik, apologies for the pronunciation, for showing this off. And then this is just, a nice little showcase showing off all the alternate arts that are coming around in PRB-01. Yeah, there's something pretty interesting on this image. I'm going to zoom in a bit. All the manga rares. There are 10 manga rares available. All the manga rares are available. Now, when I say all the manga rares are available, that's not actually strictly true. It's all the manga rares up to and including OP06. It doesn't include OP07, and bearing in mind, of course, it is out in Japan, it doesn't include OP08. And the reason for that is very, very simple. Time. I don't know this for a fact, but I feel extremely confident saying this. There is a point in time where somebody has to say, stop designing the set and send it to print. We've done as much as we can, and I would feel pretty confident here going, you know what? It was before the release of OP07, or, before OP07 was fully finalized, when they had to finalize the design of this and get it into production, because this is an awkward set that takes more production than an average set. And they just ran out of time. There is another argument that 10 manga rares is actually a really nice round number. But just to be perfectly clear, the manga rare Boa Hancock from OP07, I'm using the Japanese scans because we're talking about a Japanese set right now, and the manga rare rally from OP08, neither of these are available in the set. We've only got the first 9 plus the brand new Nami. But this is a very, very, very big deal. We've got Manga Rare Shanks from OP01, Ace from OP02, Soji King from OP03, Sabo from OP04, Law and Kid and Luffy from OP05, Roanoa Zoro from OP06, and Tony Chopper from EB01, which actually chronologically did come out after OP06, so maybe I should have said all the ones up to and including EB01. The point here is there are a lot of manga rares available. Now, this has several knock-on effects that we need to be aware of. One of which is, I'm hearing, and I don't think we've got confirmation on this yet officially, although it's not the kind of thing they do officially confirm, to be honest with you, but it is looking like it's a guaranteed 1 manga per case, which is generally not the deal. Now, obviously, if they're going to put 10 mangas in the set, they do kind of need to up the pull rates a little bit, because otherwise it's going to be absurd. Obviously, it is not usually guaranteed 1 manga per case. So it seems to be it's guaranteed 1 manga per case, although that's not guaranteed right now. But everything I'm hearing is that this is the case, and this is. I've heard this from several different sources. Again, the set isn't actually out yet. It's out at the end of the week. So I'm not guaranteeing this, but I am hearing it from multiple different sources. This seems to be legit. Here we go. Sakura's Card Shop is one of the places that is tweeting out about this. Guaranteed manga per case for PRB-01. And let's face it, they do tend to pay a lot of attention to this stuff. They do often seem to know what they're talking about. But while we're here, let's talk about the second part of this tweet. Differentiated by a PRB-01 stamp and a star stamp above rarity. Because here's the thing about reprinting manga rares. These are the rarest, most sought after cards in the One Piece TCG. They are cards in which people have invested a bunch of money. So we need to ask the very fair question, will a reprint tank the prices of the originals? And the answer is probably not. Now, if we take a look at this picture of the OPO2 ace next to the PRB-01 ace, you can see there are in fact two differentiating factors. We've got a PRB-01 stamp in the bottom left, and there's a little star above the rarity symbol on the right hand side on the bottom. And that's enough, honestly. That is enough to go, this is not the same as the one you pulled in OPO2. Andy Collects has gone and shared this image as well, where you can see the star above the rarity and see that they are in fact differentiated, and they've shared this image as well, where you can see the stamp a little bit clearer, at least on the left-hand ace. So my point here is, we do have a different print, and I kind of love this. Because for me, personally, don't care. Don't care even a little bit. I'm not out here trying to flip these mangas or anything like that. I just think the mangas are cool. Now, admittedly, full disclosure, I did pull a manga and sell it because I got a ridiculously good offer for it, and it was Sojin, which is not the coolest manga, let's be honest. But I love the mangas. I would love to have some in my binder. The idea of having these lower rarity, lower value mangas, if that's what they turn out to be, cool. Get them in my binder. They look amazing. Now, the people that would get annoyed about this, the people that would really start feeling aggrieved here, are the people who have been sitting on the ace since OPO2. They've been sitting on the shanks since OPO1. People who actually pulled the Luffy from OPO5, or I suppose bought it, and have been sitting there hoping that it keeps its value. These people aren't going to be happy. But all you need to do is make it a different version. Because, to put it simply, the kind of person who's going to spend $3,000 on a Luffy cares about it being a first edition Luffy. And with the new versions having very, very easy ways to distinguish them. Like, you do not need to be a massive One Piece nerd to distinguish them here. With the new versions being easily distinguishable from the originals, that means we don't need to worry about what's first edition and what isn't. So my prediction is going to be that a lot of people are just going to essentially go, yeah, well, the new version, it's not the same. And sure, the new version is cheaper, but it's not the same. The old version is where the value is. And the high-level collectors are going to think like that. Because here's the thing. This image, now, I'm not sure where this came from. I got it from CSFrenchy6845 over on Twitter. They got it from Discord, but I've seen this shared in many different ways. And this seems to show manga prices falling. And dramatically so. Now, for what it's worth, all of those prices we see on the screen are about right for the mangas. They're all a little bit lower than you'll find on some of the online stores, but the manga prices there aren't a million miles away. That's about right. And you'll notice they've pretty much halved. They pretty much halved. I wouldn't read too much into this, honestly. I really wouldn't read too much into this. It's a random image going around. What I've gone and done is gone and had a look at places like UUtage, just random card shops, and they're still listing, for instance, the manga Luffy at 400,000 yen. And the others are all being listed at around about the same price as well. So I wouldn't worry about this too much. I'm not saying it's going to tank the prices, and I'm not saying it's not going to tank the prices, but I am saying that it's a bit too early, and that one image that has been thrown around, I don't think is necessarily perfect information right now. Not saying it's not legit, and I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying I'm not seeing online shops adjusting their prices, and I've gone and checked a bunch of shops that I follow on Twitter, and I'm not seeing them posting anything about lowering their manga prices, so I'm just holding off for the minute. I do think it will have an effect, don't get me wrong. If there's two versions out there and there is a cheaper version, that should bring the prices down. And certainly I expect PRB-01 Ace to be a lot cheaper than OPO2 Ace. And I expect it to bring the price of OPO2 Ace down, but not hideously dramatically, because there is still a real easy way to go, oh, Yeah, no, that's the old version. That's the first edition. That's the original version, so to speak. So I really don't think it's a huge deal along those lines. I think the old ones are going to largely hold their value, although with a bit of a drop, and I think the new ones are going to be a lot cheaper. But that also pretty much gives us the exact pull rate of Manga Nami, 1 in 10 cases. That's what we've got from Manga Nami. 1 in 10 cases. Ain't going to be cheap, ladies and gentlemen. That is not going to be cheap. Even with all the reprinted manga rares being, I assume, a fair bit cheaper, and I can't guarantee, but that's my prediction, Manga Rare Nami, oh no mate, Manga Rare Nami's gonna get redonk. So there we go. That's what you need to know. That's what's going on. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, mostly in terms of the value of these new ones and what's that going to do to the value of the originals. But it does seem to be confirmed at this point that all the manga rares up to and including Chopper are going to be reprinted in this set. But they are going to be noticeably different. And like I say, I'm hearing multiple reports here of guaranteed 1 manga rare per case, which I personally think is pretty awesome. If I can find a sealed case. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know if you like the fact that they're all being reprinted. By the way, like every Japanese set, we are expecting PRB-01 in English to have the exact same set list as PRB-01 in Japan. It's only ever the treasure rares that change, so do expect them all to be reprinted in ours. I didn't say that explicitly yet. Do expect that to be the case. I would be stunned if we didn't get them too. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @LeWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.